On May 19th, we're not asking permission to claim Malcolm X Day. Why judge a man by his conscious behavior? I am not a racist. I don't subscribe to any of the tenets of racism. Jazz enacted and embodied in that sense. It was what the Temian people in West Africa call a truth teller. Black man in Africa has mastered the arts and the sciences. They say every thousand must born. They tell the truth, regardless of the cost. He knew the course of the stars in the universe before the man up in Europe knew that the earth wasn't flat. And he told the black people of America the truth about themselves in an unvarnished, ruthless, eloquent manner. The power structure has successfully created the image of the American Negro as someone with no confidence, no militancy. But when a black man strikes back, he's an extremist. He's supposed to sit passively and have no feelings, be nonviolent, and love his enemy. No matter what kind of attack, be it verbal or otherwise, he's supposed to take it. But if he stands up and in any way tries to defend himself, then he's an extremist. They function in minds, that's a coward. They put on a sheet so you all know where they are, that's a coward. God. The time will come when that sheet will be ripped off. If the federal government doesn't take it off, we'll take it off. Take the day off of work and school and join us at 2857 Main Street in East Point, Georgia. Total Core Body Spa will be a complete day of enlightening entertainment and education of Malcolm X.
All right, all right, all right. We are in this thing. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe we are hours out from Claim Malcolm X Day.
Yeah.
Brother, can you believe that we have made it to the finish line? Can you believe?
Well, Malcolm X Day has always been a wonderful experience for me ever since we started in 2015 the initiative to claim Malcolm X. So I am overjoyed. I am very appreciative of everybody that has traveled from all over the country, from Oklahoma to South Carolina to Florida to Boston. I mean, there's people that are in town right now awaiting Claim Malcolm X Day. It's going to be a monumental thing. And I know we did it other years and it's been radical. It's been life changing. But I want to say that this particular Malcolm X Day for 2020, we won, will be the most magnificent melanated moment in modern times.
You
So yeah,
know, let me tell you. So I I'm just I'm just like really, I mean, I'm going, you see me, I'm like going off of no sleep. You know, we've been like grinding it out. People are like constantly hitting my phone ever since like 7 o'clock this morning. Courtney, I'm on the way. Courtney, I'm here. Courtney, I'm just checking in. Courtney, I'm just like, this is insane. And I want to say that, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be just a part of helping with the organizing of this. It's been incredibly, it's been a humbling experience. Like the people that I've met, like, since coming on board, it's just, I keep saying divine alignment, right? And this has been incredibly like just humbling. Just the people that we've been divinely aligned with to bring this forward. I can't believe it. Everything kicked off as far as for this particular claim, Malcolm X Day. Everything kicked off really with your book launch. Because it was the first time where I think, because you know what, that was so significant for me. because that was the first time where we actually did something together, you know, and you I was like, the food was there, the vibe was right, the venue was amazing. And literally the first thing that I said afterwards, I was just like, this is where Malcolm X Day should be. This is where
Yeah.
Malcolm X Day should be. And that's when everything kicked off. It was really your book launch. It was the night of the inauguration, the night when we were inaugurated. We were inaugurated. Black. We're president and Madam Vice President of Black Supremacy. And I was like, this is where Malcolm X Day should be. And so from there, everything just really has built up to this moment. And you all, if you're just tuning in, please know that we are hours away from Claim Malcolm X Day. Um, it this we are this is just, like I said, even my words, just getting them together. And usually I'm not a person that's short on words, but I'm so overwhelmed and so just like high on what's about to go down in less than
Yeah.
24 hours, bruh. We are less than 24 hours out. So what I was doing last night, and I thank you too for for putting me on to some footage from previous Claim Malcolm X Day celebrations. So what I was doing last night was going through like archives of other Claim Malcolm X days from previous years. And y'all, like, Philadelphia goes hard. And I should have known better because, with me being from Philly, but Philadelphia, like those red, black, and green flags, it's like the whole place is be bannered up. And I'm just like, bruh, I gotta be honest. I'm like, do you think we have enough red, black, and green? Because the way Philadelphia goes with it, are we on par? Are we on par? There's some things I know that you are wrapping up, some things that I'm wrapping up. As you all know, usually on Wednesday and Thursdays, I am recording live from Two Raw for TV studios. Today is Tuesday, but Wednesday we're going to be all day with Clay Malcolm X Day. So you probably won't see me recording live from there this week, but we're just we're pulling out all the stops for making sure that this is the biggest and the best Malcolm X Claim Malcolm X Day celebration that Atlanta has ever seen. We literally, this is how we've been grinding it out. So Palmetto brother, share some things some things that are different this year. What feels different this year than other Claim Malcolm X days?
Well, this Malcolm X Day is a little, I would say, a little bit more polished, so to speak, as we have, we're in a set venue that we know we're not going to get kicked out by police. um, we have, we had a great, I mean, I love the promotion that we've been doing for it. The promotion has been significant and has been wonderful. Mikey Pow has done just an excellent, superb job at the videos that we've been putting out, and and it is just more and to me, and also this is actually the first year we have had tickets because of COVID, because of everything, I'm saying, like, but it's always accessible. It's not anything that's elitism. It's not that, what I'm saying. So it's like this Malcolm X Day is going to be the most, just, I think, mind altering Malcolm X Day, as far as people really seeing the potential that we have and where we can go as people and beyond that. So to me, this Malcolm X Day in particular will expose that limitless potential that we have, and set us forth on the path to walking on that and achieving that, and then achieving greater, because it's a never-ending path of achievement. And so this Malcolm X Day to me will be the catalyst for the critical mass of Black people to move forward in this fashion that will change generations, change timelines, change everything for Black people. This is the catalyst to it. This is the catalyst to that change that we've all been waiting for. That was famously sung about. Change gonna come. And this is that moment. And I truly feel that I really, in my soul spirit, I've been fasting since April 26th. Me and you, we both been fasting. April 14th. I'm sorry, since April 14th,
April, yeah, I said we
and then
started before my daughter's birthday. Yeah.
Well, I know you started before me. I started on April 14th, and just been rocking it, and it's going to be a monumental moment. I'm just so excited about it. People are very excited about it, and this would be the first year that I'm introduced to people as an author. Because all these stories and everything, all the information was there, and I was presenting it, but now to have the information and make it tangible for people, and accomplishing that, and then bringing it to Malcolm X Day, I think that is so powerful. This is just a powerful moment in time that it will be always etched in the histories and the walls of great Black achievements. So
I
that's how I
so
feel.
absolutely agree with you. Um, I so absolutely agreed with you. You know what, there were some things that I definitely wanted to have accomplished with this Malcolm X Day. And I remember, bruh, like when we first started talking about King Randall, and you said that's all you need is the email address. I was like, this dude is like, I'm going to these lives that he's appearing on. I'm like, bruh, it's thousands of people in there. You're like, that's all you need is an email address. And lo and behold, shot him an email, and unbeknownst to me, they responded back very quickly, but I was checking another email address, not realizing I had sent it from a multiples, and he had literally responded back to the first email that I sent, just immediately. How incredible was that? Like how quickly he jumped on that. Like literally, like you know what I mean? Like the first um that was the first person that we landed from from YouTube, world, and so that was a really big moment for me, share that. That queen from the melanated people that is jumping on, coming over. Literally just touched down in the city. I couldn't believe it. The people that I had not seen in literally since I was in high school. So we're talking about almost what? Almost 20 years. 20 years that I haven't seen. They're coming. They are here for this event. This is
Yeah.
the power. Something that you keep saying that I love, that this will be a miraculous moment in melanated history. You know, that's just something that keeps resonating and getting into the Malcolm mentality, the Malcolm mind state. I want to speak on that a little bit because sometimes, I have been disappointed. As you know, like we've had, there have been some highs, but there have been some lows too with preparing for this. And some of the lows have been some guests that we were very excited to have be a part, and they're not going to be able to be a part. But some of the other disappointments have really been how many people were like, I can't take off of work. Bruh, that's just crazy to me because like honestly, my children have never seen a day of school with Malcolm X's birthday attached. They haven't seen it. They haven't seen it. I haven't seen work with Malcolm X Day attached. Like that just was like a no brainer, and I just it's a little disappointing to me that we can really be here and we can see what how you can literally change your reality, how much control we have. And then with knowing that, we can still say things like, "Well, I got to go to work tomorrow." Bruh, speak on that Malcolm mindset. That Malcolm mindset. How can we continue to lead people to that so that we can appreciate that? We can appreciate that more. How can we continue to be leaders in that regard?
I would say first that Malcolm added by any means necessary. That definitely has to be the mantra for the leaders of the movement because they're not going to give you permission to celebrate Malcolm X. Do you think Joe Biden is going to say, well, you know what, you guys, May 19th is officially America's Malcolm X Day. He hates black people. So it is not going to be through a so-called government official, pink power terrorist that gives you permission to celebrate Malcolm X. In that same vein, I got to say that even though there are those that choose to go that path and walk that way with these maniacs and megalomaniacs that call themselves leading the country and being, there is a critical mass that are joining us. You know what I'm saying? And they should be celebrated because not everybody is going to make it, Courtney. Not everybody's going to make it. 5 out of 6 people are not going to make it. That's the number, 5 out of 6. So, we had to celebrate and honor the ones that are going to go to that next level. And when you talk about the numbers, people are like, "Wow, that's significant." So we can't. What we can do is tell them about it because we want our children to celebrate Malcolm X Day. We want their children to celebrate Malcolm X Day. It is our duty as Black people to evolve the culture. The true culture of Black people is an ever evolving culture. We didn't always celebrate Kwanzaa. That's something that was brought to the culture, and we didn't always celebrate Malcolm X Day. But now that we have had this incarnation of on earth, the divine incarnation on earth called the name Malcolm X, we are celebrating him in his honor and using him and have him be an example of how to move forward and where we're going. And it is a perfect example of even the Sankofa Mind State of looking back and going forward. You grabbing the torch that Malcolm X handed us, because he handed us the torch. He didn't drop it. He handed us the torch. And it's up to us to change the culture and to the liking of the supreme state of Malcolm X. That's what it is.
Brother, I'm just smiling because even right now, like King Randall is texting me. King Randall has literally just donated. It started out with 10. They're all ate up. We only have 2 more left. And he just said, "You know what? Send me a graphic. I'm gonna put out 2 more. I'm gonna put out some more." This is how powerful this moment is right now, y'all. This is how powerful this moment is right now. Like nobody is taking this thing lightly over here. We're serious with this. Want to give a shout out to that lovely sweatshirt you're rocking. Amir Creative is the one who designed this, and let me tell you, this particular sweatshirt, it was a hoodie. It was designed specifically with Malcolm's energy in mind. I've been rocking with this brother for Amir and I have been rocking since before I was ever even elected official. That's how serious it was. He was one of my biggest contributors when I decided to run for office. And when I told him that I was doing Claim Malcolm X Day, he said, "Courtney, I got you. Look what I just came from my studio doing." And I was just like, this is unbelievable. This is ridiculous. We've got to have this as our exclusive merch. He said, well, you got to buy them all out then. And I said, well, then I have to buy them all out because it's got to be exclusive. It's got to be for Claim Malcolm X Day, and we've got to have them in the building for May 19th. And so he was literally traveling out of the country, and he said, I've got to make sure you get them. So, whatever you need to do, whatever you can do, that was the key word. He didn't say whatever you have to do. He said whatever you can do, go ahead and do it, and I'll clear the rest for you. And so I just want to really just show appreciation for the people that have just come on board and really seen this as being beyond the people involved, but the movement that's behind it. And that was something that we also discussed that I wanted us to get into a little bit more too, is the fact that we didn't want to make this a vendor's, paradise type of situation. And that's saying a lot because I'm a food vendor, I'm a food person. But even tomorrow, it's giving back. I'm not selling no plates, y'all. We are giving the food. We are sharing. We're breaking bread literally and sharing that time and that energy, and that's what it's about. But talk to us a little bit more about that, Palmetto, because you were very specific when you said that you didn't want this to be a vendor's, just like a vending festival where everybody's just selling whatever, and we're missing the moment. We're missing the Malcolm moment.
Exactly. Well, I was wanted the vendors to be very exclusive people that that were really pushing the movement that I really know and you identified as being ones that have pushed the movement to its extent. So I wanted the vendors to be in that same vein. Also, I want it to be a message heavy moment, where the true message of Malcolm comes in, and in a way to where people aren't missing anything to eat either. I wanted them to have the same sort of experience as they would have at the festival, since there's not going to be a Malcolm X festival. We had to bring the Malcolm X festival to CMXD this year, and so having those elements of the Malcolm X festival, as well as providing information that will change your life on that day in real time, I think is so important because now people are really geared to make a change. And when you come out of that Malcolm moment, when after May 19th, it's going to be a brand new day. May 20th is going to be a brand new day on the world because of the power of May 19th.
Agreed. I
I
keep
can't hear
saying
you.
something consistently. No problem. I keep saying something consistently that nothing that we ask for in this moment in this shift is going to be turned down. And I just been really holding true to that and saying that, and I'm standing on that word. I'm standing on that promise. Um that was something that was also very important for me as well, that I just wanted to make sure that people really they're coming with the idea in mind that this is not, sure, we're going to have vendors there, and like you said, I love what you just mentioned, that it's important for us to appreciate that there's an energy that people are used to partaking in regards to the Malcolm X festival. And even though we had no discussion with the organization that does put that Malcolm X Festival on, we realized that there's a duty and a responsibility here to still give people some of that element. So with that being said, we do have, we will have vendors there, but that's not going to be the centerpiece or the primary focus of this particular day. This particular day tomorrow is going to be about the engagement, the empowerment, and the upliftment of our people and raising that collective consciousness, which is what Malcolm was all about. So we have an educational component thanks to our committee and the members that wanted to make sure that we had programming that was educational, programming that was interactive. We have we have the martial arts artist Shamuel coming. He's going to be doing this demonstration. We have performers. We have Baby Me. We have face painters. So because this is a family friendly event, all over. And then, of course, closing out with y'all, one of my favorite movies, literally of all time. It absolutely is. To this day, I still think is Spike Lee's strongest, movie ever. But it is. We are closing out the day with viewing Malcolm X, the award nominated, but had the most of the nominations, but did not win an award that year. But we are watching Malcolm X, and after the Sin Home, the Sin Home is just going to be, you don't want to miss it. If you're in Atlanta, you do not want to miss how we are closing out the entire day. It is going to be absolutely summoning heaven to earth, y'all. The doors of heaven will be open, and Malcolm will absolutely be in the mix. So, if you are in Atlanta, you absolutely have no excuse. You have no excuse. Work be danged. School is not even open in these particular the majority of our counties here in Atlanta. So please make sure you get here. And we just got the confirmation today that sis, the dark skinned activist herself, will be in the building. She just made sure she picked up 2 tickets. So, and she's coming from Florida. So if literally if people are driving 7 to 12 hours, some more, and you can't go 30 minutes to celebrate someone who literally put their lives on the line and lost their lives to the movement. They lost
Yeah,
their
what?
lives to the movement.
Mhm.
So absolutely. So let's be there. Let's be there. Join King Randall. Join Hands Off. Join Melanated People. Let's join Shasha. Let's definitely do this. Join y'all don't want to miss the painted bunny and her cute mascot Candy Girl. We're just going to have an incredible, just an awesome time. And it's going to be all love, light, and upliftment. So please make sure you get it here. Tickets are still available. Yes, they are. They are still available. We are down to our last, but they are still available. Please go to coloredonlycafe.com. And if anyone needs a free ticket, you can literally email groupglowup@gmail.com. I will put that on the list. I put that on the link rather, the banner. If you need a free ticket, like if you honestly want to go and you just don't have the resources right now and you're local, that would definitely help. If you are local and you really want to go and you cannot right now afford a ticket, we have literally we have a donor that's all we've been putting towards uh, a certain section, so we can make sure that no one is turned away. Anyone trying to come in and celebrate Malcolm X with us, we're trying to make sure that you have a place in the building. Absolutely. So tell me, of all that we have going on tomorrow, the brunch, the movie, the the demonstrations. What are you most excited about tomorrow, brother?
Well, I'm excited just about the energy of the whole thing. You know, the collective energy. That is what is the most exciting thing about it, because that energy is going to change things. You know, and it already is changing, and it already is magnificent. What I am looking forward to is I have not been in the dojo recently with my brother Shemuel, and he has a masterful martial arts technique that he created called the bus system that is completely unorthodox. It is fast, it's deadly, and it is hurtful. So, you know, that is something that I'm looking forward to seeing the brother General Shemuel do his thing and teach people how to protect themselves and how to, you know, get out of any situation regardless of size and strength.
I'm looking forward to Miss Jessica is coming with her fruity smoothie, juicy fruity sea moss smoothies. And I fell in love with sea moss at the top of this fast, and I've only been able to get it twice when the brother has come to the core. And so he hasn't been back in a couple of weeks, so I haven't had any more. So I am really excited that she is coming with her fruity, juicy sea moss smoothies. I'm also excited about petting that sweet candy girl from the Painted Bunny. But you know what I'm really looking forward to, and y'all know I can't wait to see the movie. I literally used to watch this movie every week when I was pregnant with my son. I watched it every Thursday. It was referred to as MXR. But what I'm really looking forward to is serving everybody. Because finally, Palmetto, you get to eat. You see me make some really good things this past couple of weeks. And I felt so bad that, I'm like, I can't even feed my brother a plate of man. My children love the mac and cheese. It's all vegan, dairy free. And then I also make a version just with the cauliflower. Brother, the fact that you're going to be able to, I'm going to be able to serve my brother, serve my community, serve my family, and y'all, it is all free. All you got to do is just pick up a ticket. Ticket. All you got to do is pick up a ticket. It's all free. We are feeding literally all day from the time you get in. It's food going until the time you leave. We got the movie snack boats going. So it's just going to be a good old time, and I'm really looking forward to serving everybody. Um, Something actually also happened significantly when we talk about the losses that were experienced during this prep time for Malcolm X, for Clay Malcolm X Day. We lost DMX. Tell me, how significant was that with the shift? Because I remember we had a couple of really just like in-depth conversations about how that was so significant that this happened in our fasting time, as well as um preparing for Clay Malcolm X Day. Let's talk about that a little, if you don't mind.
And you know, I just thought about this. I just thought about this. And shout out to DMX and rest in power, DMX. I don't want to say this and sound insensitive, because it's something more or less a reference for you and me. Because I remember when we fasted, we did the not hunger strike, but we did the liquid fast prior to this, right? And one of the first things you said was, I asked if you experienced anything supernatural. And remember, the first thing that happened was a dog died. Remember that? And you saw it?
Yeah, Mary
I can't
Wolfers.
hear you.
Mary Wolfers was her name. Mary Wolfers was her name. My daughter named the dog Mary Wolfers. And that was shortly
Yeah,
after I
well, yeah,
just had moved back to Atlanta.
but that was during that same fast that we were doing. So and I seen a lot of same, and there's a couple other things that happened that were similar to that. What happened, in cyclical, and so DMX, though he rarely spoke on Black revolutionary things, he embodied the spirit of Malcolm X by any means necessary, street savvy, that was relatable and digestible and got people moving. You know what I'm saying? So he embodied that. And so DMX, and it's no coincidence that the DMX is in CMXD too. That is there's no absolutely no coincidence. So, with that same energy, with that same spirit, definitely honoring Malcolm X, DMX, but it's the same energy. You know what I'm saying? DMX had that Malcolm X energy. Just on another level with it. He was just on something else with it. So it is that same energy. And the fact that he played that character in Belly, because that was the energy that he had. You know what I'm saying? He played that, so it's very significant and symbolic, I should say. Everything is symbolic, and I never look at anything on a surface level, you know, because everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and while we and while definitely rest in power to DMX, the symbolism behind the whole thing, the time period and the time frame, and it just everything, it was in divine order, was a sign of the divine order, and so that we can take along, we can move in that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Because once somebody is out of their meat casket, or out of their meat machine, I should say, they are able to, be boundless. Their energy is boundless now. You know what I'm saying? So that same energy is behind the Malcolm X well, absolutely. DMX is there in CMXD. You know what I'm saying? He's there. He's literally there in letters and everything. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. But DMX is just such a pioneer, and so was Malcolm, with the way they were making things move. They literally were making things move. Both DMX and Malcolm X. You know, and then DMX, that is just the shorthand version of his stage name, which was Dark Man X. So even his stage persona was an adoption of Malcolm X, Darkman X. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you.
Agreed. No, I was just agreeing. I was just nodding my head, but I just took it off of mute. Um, and I, I when we were getting together, I think you were doing a live one night, and we were getting together the playlist, and I was just like, I was just like, yeah, who we be? It literally showed Malcolm X in the beginning, and I hadn't thought about that in years, until DMX's demise. So, I definitely agree. I do think that this was very. I don't think there's no such thing as coincidence. Absolutely not. It is all connection and confirmation. That's it. And I do believe what you said as well. This is very symbolic. It's very reminiscent. is very noteworthy to also be aware. There's an awareness that comes with also with fasting that is just not prevalent when you aren't. There's an awareness, a clarity there. And I don't think we would have picked up on the significance as much had we just been like, worried about what we were going to eat next as opposed to really being present every day. I mean, I'm not myself. I am looking to chowing down. I'm looking forward to the brunch. I've got some really good burritos. I've been working on my menu for my recipe for. So, but there's an awareness that comes from not eating, from just tuning into that. Y'all see that shoulder that shrunk out a little bit over these last few weeks as well. So but I am going to very much enjoy the world of the eating again. But I
Yeah.
will say that this has been one of the most clarifying and one of the most um nothing blows my mind like the first fast I went on, because you just can't believe you can do it, that you can accomplish it. So the first fast I went was many years ago, and I did 28 days. But this one was significant because of the fact that I felt my mind working every day, and I had to keep busy. I had to be busy. I wasn't able to just working out as I usually like to do when I'm on a fast. Sounds odd, but it's just that you get all this extra energy. Like I can really feel
Yeah.
myself. Like I can feel myself now. These past 2 days, totally drained. I'm totally tapped. I'm totally tapped, and I feel like all of the extra energy has been going to the mental. So let's see what people are saying
Yeah.
here. Wisdom is saying some great things, and I have been highlighting them in the room. But he said he gave a Malcolm X quote: "A lack of resources is the plight of the poor men," said Malcolm X. Great. Ignorance must be destroyed for the planet and humanity to live and be well. He also stated, "We must all become the very leader that we seek, for a true leader is the one that knows what is coming and stay prepared and not forever be surprised about anything." Absolutely. Speaking of Malcolm, some Malcolm quotes or Malcolm mind state, because I don't think they were all Malcolm quotes, but they're definitely Malcolm mind state. What would you say are some of your favorite quotes from Malcolm?
Oh, well, my most favorite quote, as everybody knows, is my mantra. What what I live by, and that's by any means necessary. So that definitely, really, you could just sum it up. I think with that quote, like by any means necessary, as far as with our liberation, our progression. Though that phrase summed up a lot, because that means we are not going to be apologetic when it comes to our improvement and to our empowerment and to our furthering, educating, and creating our culture. So by any means necessary, make it happen. Now, um, aside from that quote, Malcolm also said, just like King, that we had to get the language right. Him and Quentin King had this same quote, and they both were really on that about getting the language and the narrative right. And as this event is all about that. It's about controlling the narrative. Is about putting the true narrative out there and putting an empowering narrative out there. So that's what this event is about. Is about being that empowering beacon of light, you know, and creating our own light in these dark times. So that's what it's about.
I definitely love I love what Malcolm always said about media. And I just think that's something that people don't realize as much. That Malcolm was very, like you just said, Malcolm was very much he was an etymologist. He was a wordsmith. That's what made him such a great speaker. He studied the dictionary, he knew words, he knew language, and he knew the power of media. He knew the power of messaging. This was also in the same spirit is what I created MX Media Group from. And I would like to also recognize that Brother Bakari has literally purchased a ticket for any MX Media Group member that would like to join us tomorrow. He has purchased a ticket for every MX Media Group member. So he didn't ask me to share that, but it's out there. So if anybody is a member, that's why I put their join MX Media Group, because literally you can join and get your ticket to come. So
Yeah.
because he has made that possible, he has purchased a ticket for every MX Media Group member. So let's definitely support this continued movement on new media. Let's definitely continue to network, because that's another thing too that we've been pretty consistent on, and with that, gathering and networking um physically, it brings a different energy. And this
Yeah.
is why tomorrow's event is so is absolutely so paramount, because we've been getting all of these Zoom rallies and these Zoom meetings and these online, these virtual conferences, but there is nothing that can trump good old fashioned grassroots, foot on the ground, in your face, mano y mano, hashing out, meditating, manifesting. Nothing else trumps that. So we want to, again, that's why we made such strides to make sure. I literally, we had a donation today from Kamisi Fox. People are saying, "Hey, I can't come physically. Give my donation to someone that can." This is what the energy has got to be, y'all, because literally, and that's what Malcolm did. There were certain things, and I always say that because my mother also was a part of the Taurus royalty. I called them a Taurus queen. She's a part of the Taurus royalty family. And I said there were things that my mom could no longer do on earth that she could only do from heaven. And she really did. And I feel the same way about Brother Malcolm. Like, don't let this man, are you kidding me? You think you're gonna let this man's um let his death be in vain if you're gonna sit there and say, well, I gotta go to work tomorrow. You can't
Yeah.
take a day from Malcolm.
Right. Right. And that's the level that we live in. And like I talk about in the book, Three Steps to End Racism, right now we are truly in two different worlds. You have the world of facts, you have the world of truth, where the world of truth is where people are empowering themselves, they're becoming more sovereign, they are becoming one in the step of the supreme being. And you have the world of facts where people are listening to anything CNN says. They are going to work as only on every day except for the days they want to take off. They are listening to anything somebody with the pink with the anybody that has a pink lab coat on. They're listening to anybody that has that, and so that's happening right now. We're living in two different worlds. So the fact that people are still compelled to go to work or anything like that on Malcolm X's birthday, someone that has literally died for for the sins of black people. I mean, you're looking at follow
Died
the
for you,
example.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people go to church,
Yeah.
but then like when that form comes again, they're going to work. You know what I'm saying? And then, so it is almost it, who are you? I mean, who are you believing in? It's like your religion is pink power, so-called white supremacy terrorism. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta expand and see and honor our progressive leaders by any means necessary, and not just wait for the supervisor to be like, oh, okay, you guys can take the day off, or Joe Biden to be like, hey, it's Malcolm X Day. We're declaring May 19th Malcolm X Day, because those two things are not going to happen. You have to take the initiative. And that's why Malcolm X Day is so important. Okay, talking about earlier Malcolm X days, when they did fall on the weekends, I, I encouraged the people that were going to Malcolm X Day to go to the festival, and then we would meet up. We would meet up somewhere in the festival and somewhere outside of the festival, and do some things. But for people to take off, it takes initiative, and all the people that are showing up are taking initiative because, of course, they had to work that 9 to 5 job. Of course, they had to do. Of course, they were told they had to do these things, but they are taking the true initiative, being it during the week, to take the day off of work and school, and join us in this empowering day that is changing the culture. Your children are going to remember this. Your children are going to be celebrating Malcolm X Day. Their children are going to be celebrating Malcolm X Day. And now we have started a domino effect that has actually changed the culture, that is very significant to the culture. So, people are, feel they had to go to work and stuff like that. Like I said, not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's going to make it. And we're seeing that right now. And I just want to, we want everybody to be on this side with us. The realization that's not going to happen has to be as solid, because you can only lead a horse to water. That adage is so true. It is so true. You can only lead a horse to water. We can only give them the option of freedom. If you want to continue to be a slave, that's on you. Like speaking of the spirit of Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, who had the spirit of Malcolm X, she said that if slaves just knew they were slaves, she could have freed thousands more. So the same thing that was happening in 1841 is happening right now in 2021. Real life slavery.
It's real life slavery, and almost like it's optional slavery. I believe, I love Kanye. I do believe this brother is going to make he's going to make a miraculous recovery from the he's been under for these years. But what he said was just like, slavery it sounds like it's an option right about now. And I agree, because right now we're making the choice, hey, I gotta be going to the work. I gotta be going to somebody's job. I gotta, have somebody tell me what my value is. Imagine that's what you're literally doing every week. You're asking someone else to tell you what your value is.
Yes.
They're gonna pay you accordingly. So don't get mad when they don't give you a raise, because you're asking them to validate your existence by being there on that job. Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna be closing because I know, like I said, we both have to jump, but I want to go ahead and give everyone again a rundown of tomorrow's programming. So tomorrow, absolutely. So excited. It is May 19th. We are coming up on Malcolm X's birthday, our father, our brother, the honorable. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? I just, like, literally, when I think about Malcolm, you would think that he existed And not that he doesn't exist in our time, because I do believe, of course, his energy is still here amongst us. But when I talk about Brother Malcolm, it's almost like, I get tongue tied. It's like sitting in front of him. But we are going to be opening up today with an awesome writers workshop where we are going to be networking, and we're going to be building and literally writing out the day, writing out how we want this day to pan out, and putting words to power, as Brother Malcolm believed, and also just not only believed it, but practiced those beliefs, and knowing that the words were power. So we're going to be putting words to power. We're opening up with a nice exclusive brunch for celebrating our vendors, performers, our VIP guests, and our leaders of the day. We are opening, and then community opening up with that, and the community doors open. The doors are open, y'all, at 12 noon. Come in, have a fruity, juicy sea moss smoothie. Learn to loom. Get a bracelet done. Get face painted with Painted Bunny. Be a part of the demonstration for martial arts with Brother Shamuel from Martial Arts Studio. See the performances of Shasha, of Mad Max, and Hannibal Rain. Witness the heartbeats and their riveting mighty medley. It's just going to be so much. And Baby Me, let's not forget Baby Me, the cutest face, and just so talented, so gifted with the wordplay, and so about it. And can I say also, I'm not going to just stroke my own ego right here. This playlist that we have going on tomorrow exclusively for Claim Malcolm X Day, I'm telling you, I think people gonna want a copy, Palmetto. People gonna want a copy, so we gotta probably start getting those requests ready already. They're gonna want a copy. Oh, and let's not forget Birthright Marketplace will be in the building with specifically created engineered candles. And we are going to have the author from Electric Haze himself, Rodney Holmes, presenting his book, The 13th Law. Y'all, we have such an amazing layout. Such an amazing layout. King Randall will be in the building. MX Media Group will be in the building. Saying Conscious Drum Circle in the building. We just have such an incredible layout. We don't want you to miss it. Don't miss the opportunity to get this exclusive merch that Brother Palmetto is rocking. We will have other items. Also with the exclusive merch that we will be um allowing opportunities for purchasing tomorrow. And y'all, I last but not least, honey, Colored Only Cafe will be giving away free food all day. Where else you gotta be? What else can you be where they gonna be giving away free food all day? And just with a joy and a smile, loving to do it, love to serve the community, being there. So please make sure you stop on in. Brother Palmetto, give them the address for the core, and take us on
Is
out, because we're 7 o'clock exactly.
okay. Well, I also want to give a shout out to the African Unity Movement, who had pledged to be in the building. So shout out to Atiba Omar, founder of and the Movement. They're definitely doing their thing. The address tomorrow is 2857 Main Street in East Point, Georgia. Be there, and it's gonna be an amazing thing. So be there, and just make plans to be there by any means necessary. 2857 Main Street, which is the Core Total Body Spa.